I know it's been, gosh, it's been 13, 14 years since I made up my last YouTube video. Sheesh, I feel old now. Oh goodness. But, jeez, time passed by so fast. Where do I start? Guess it's kind of like a life update. Um, Sorry, I know I say a lot. Goodness. So last time I did an update, I was doing the 30-day. I think I was doing the 30-day diet thing. That went okay. It was fine, but we still didn't know what was going on with my stomach, and still don't. Even years after, still don't know what's going on. But it is what it is, unfortunately. But just have acid reflux, unfortunately. And I got married, and that marriage unfortunately didn't work out. But it's okay, you know. You know, I never thought I'd be divorced. I always thought I'd get married once and, be married forever. Or, get married, grow old. But, unfortunately, sometimes life doesn't work out the way we want it to, which is fine. And it's taken me a long time to get through that, through all the trauma. I mean, the marriage was fine. It just, there was a lot of communication error, not errors, I shouldn't say communicate. Communication wasn't that great. And I'm not saying it was not his fault, or not both of our faults, because it was, but it just, communication and everything else, just, things went to the wayside, and just, unfortunately, just wasn't fixable. We tried, suggested couples therapy, but he didn't believe in it, so, which is fine. People don't always believe it. So, which is fine, but, I just went through a lot of depression and anxiety with, I've always been self-conscious about myself. Even when I was in high school, and kids are kids in high school, unfortunately, and dealing with depression in high school, and even with my friends' kids that, I try to help them out and deal with that, and all the depression. Sorry if I'm all over the place. It's thoughts pop in my head. Unfortunately, trying to make sure I cover everything that I wanted to cover, but there was a lot of depression and feeling like I couldn't go anywhere or like talk to anyone, or if I did, or feeling like I was a burden to people. even to my own family, and like I had no one to talk to anymore. It was very isolating, and feeling like I couldn't even talk to my own husband at the time was very isolating and heartbreaking, I could say, and just feeling like I didn't have an outlet, and that I had to deal with everything on my own, had to do everything on my own. It got very stressful, and there was days that I didn't want to come home. I didn't want to be around my family. I would sit at work and sit in the car. Just didn't want to come home, or didn't want to talk to people. Just was pretty much going through the motions of just being there, and just felt like I was just being a shell of a person. And it has taken me a lot within the past year and a half, over almost 2 years. Because, thank God, because it took one of my good friends that's actually now my boyfriend. He actually helped me, see what was going on, or, that I guess that I guess things that were going on in front of me I just didn't want to see. Or I was like, well, I can fix my marriage. I can do this. I can change things. I could change me. And I just didn't want to see it. And I was afraid of being alone. And the thought of being alone scared the hell out of me. And, we talked and talked. And it's, and I talked to my other friends that, have been divorced, unfortunately. And, see, not like what their opinions were, but like just to have an outlet, because I felt like I was struggling and dying on the inside. And when I went to my husband and tried to talk to him the problems, he was like, oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. And he wouldn't admit to anything. So it finally broke me, and I just finally decided, I was like, you know what? It's time for a divorce. I can't keep going on like this. And I think I was afraid because I didn't want it to hurt us financially, and where we were living at the time. And it just, yeah, I think it just broke me. And it made me feel like I wasn't being the person I was wanting to be, or who I knew I could be anymore. And it just broke me so bad. And now that I'm out of that situation, and I'm not living in that situation, now I'm finally divorced and able to talk and just, you know, able to be who I want to be, and, you know, don't feel like I have to hide, or I'm afraid if I show, like, if I'm a little weird, or, you know, like, my being my true self, that I'm gonna scare someone away. Being able to be with someone and be your true self, it's very freeing. And, you know, you shouldn't be afraid to be yourself. I mean, and if people can't accept who you are, then they're not the one for you. And it took me a while to learn that. It really did. And the fear of being alone is what was holding me back. And you shouldn't let fear hold you back. Fear is a very powerful thing, and it really sucks. So is depression. And fear of being a burden because you do have chronic illness, like rheumatoid arthritis, which I have, and having, you know, being sick and having to go to doctors, and fearing like you're gonna be a burden on someone else, and fearing that being sick was the reason your marriage ended, or that you were a burden on your partner or your spouse, or whatever be it, was a fear of mine. And even with my boyfriend now, I talked to him about this in the beginning. I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm a burden. And, you know, we've had multiple conversations about this before, and, you know, he's reassured me multiple times that, you know, he's been in, you know, he was in a relationship at one time that, you know, his partner that he was with was, you know, constantly sick and in and out of hospitals and whatnot. So, you know, I'm not a burden, and, you know, that I'm taking care of myself, and we're gonna be okay. I'm sorry for the loud noise. I have a train next to me. But, you know, just what I'm trying to put out. I know this was a long-winded story and a long-winded update. Sorry. Just don't be afraid to be yourself. It's taken me years to understand that, and if you need someone to talk to, go to your family. Like, don't hold your depression in. I know it's scary. Write it out. Write in a journal. I used to journal a lot, and then I stopped. And I'm trying to get back into doing that, to get my feelings out, so I don't bottle it up like I used to. And because it's not good. It's not good to hold the feelings in. it just makes it where you're gonna explode on someone, or and then you're gonna hurt somebody, hurt someone's feelings, hurt someone you love, and it's not what you want, and you're gonna be hurting yourself in the end, along with the person you love, and it's not worth it. It's never worth it. So, whether you have to go to a family member or friends, and if you need to reach out to counseling, or even talk to me if you need to. I mean, I try to listen to people, I try to help strangers. I know I'm not that great, but even with working with my job that I have, over the years, just trying to help people I know in their time of need, dealing with people, and especially in the death industry and all that, just helping people out, and grief is, especially grief and depression, it makes people react in very, very different ways. And with the jobs I've had over the years, it has taught me a lot. And of how to deal with things, and different approaches of how to deal with it. And it's changed me for the better, honestly, and the way I approach things, and of how to deal with things in my own life at home, and just giving people more grace, because you never know what they're going through, and trying to be more patient with people, and not jumping the gun or getting mad at people, or just trying to have more patience, and just taking one day at a time. And I know it's hard. It's very hard every day, but I still struggle. I do, but just try to give people peace and grace, because you never know what someone could be going through. And just try to be there for people. That's the best advice I can give, I guess. Try to be there for people, and try to love one another, because we're all we got anymore. And face position, sorry. Just try to love one another, and be kind to one another. Just, kindness goes a long way. But I'm gonna try to keep making videos. I'm not gonna promise, because I do get busy with work a lot, and my health, it's been good. I mean, I'm staying on my treatments for my rheumatoid arthritis and my thyroid and all that. So, going to doctor's visits and taking my medications and all that good stuff. So, I mean, taking care of myself so I stay healthy, and doing what I need to. So So keep on kicking, yay! But just gonna try and make more videos more frequently. But hope to talk to y'all soon, and have a good day.